saying? Let's kick it. Let's kick it. Hey, Rob, how you doing? You been kicking it? Good. You got any big jobs coming up? Oh, okay. You getting that hot weather? Hey, Frisky. You getting that hot weather out there? Oh, cool. Oh, good. Hey, that's a lot of work. Have you hung doors before? Yeah, I know Seattle's hot too. I think it was 95 here today. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Hey, Pug, how you doing? Yeah, I was just getting ready to go to bed. Good, it's good. Hey, James. Good, how you doing? It's good. You know, that stupid fucking contractor, there's a small space that was like where clothes were going to get put in both rooms because I was trying to avoid bookcases or dress chests or drawers. And about 3 weeks ago, one of them collapsed. The fucking dumbass guy that did it used drywall anchors instead of the way the rest of them were all done into a stud with big, thick metal brackets. And it just got fixed. It just kind of like derailed me, you know? Yeah, it's and I bet, Stephanie. It sucks. At least the window air conditioners are more efficient now. Those old ones back in the day, you'd have had $1,000 electric bill. I'm feeling good. She's good. Oh yeah. Oh, surveillance cams? Yeah, well, it's better safe than sorry. Well, yeah, I know it's a long ways. Yeah, yep. 20 hours? Wow, that is crazy. I pay attention to aviation stuff, and I've got this real good app. Well, it's very rural. I live 90 miles east of Atlanta, and I watch it so much that I got a pretty good idea based on the time who it is going over. The bigger airplanes loaded climbing or lower because they're loaded with passengers, freight, fuel. So when they take off, like on a hot summer night or day, density altitude, the performance isn't as good. So they take off and they fly 90 miles, and they're only at 26,000 feet, going up to a cruising altitude of like 39, 41. That's because they're so damn heavy. And they're just climbing, climbing. It's a 13 and a half hour flight. Turkish Airlines is one of the main ones. And at night, there's tons of freighters, UPS, FedEx. And I can pretty much tell you who it is because I watch it so much. Oh, the onion rings, yeah, yeah. But it's interesting, figuring out where they're going, how fast they're going, and all that kind of stuff. They're climbing at about 800 feet a minute, which isn't much, but they're going at the best angle, not best rate. It depends too on like the wind, that kind of thing. If you how much you hear them. Cool. Crazy technology. A lot of planes going to Spain. They go. It's Atlanta, so it's a big, busy airport. A lot of direct flights. Yeah, they're still in the building. Yeah, I checked on them about 4 days ago. Yep. These two babies that are hanging around here are huge, bigger than the parents. That one that's always been kind of aggressive, just as a baby. Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? He's always. It goes to show you wonder about with personalities on anything. Now nature, nurture, blah blah blah. I think it's all genes with a little to do in upbringing. That baby has always been way bigger than the other one and super aggressive. Even as a little tiny chick, 4 days old, it would hiss at you, like move its head like it was going to do something. And it's kind of stayed that way all the way through fledging. I see him, I don't know if it's a girl or a boy because they look the same in the males and the females. The females are generally slightly bigger, but I see him fucking with the turkey vultures all the time, chasing them out of trees and dive bombing them. And he can fly his ass off. To think that he wasn't even on this earth 5 months ago and is doing all this stuff now is amazing. But even when I go out in the morning, I think I can hand feed him now. When this heat goes down, I will, Hank. I think I could probably hand feed him now. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but he's an aggressive ass kicker. He is. He's just been that, but he's been that way. He grew up the same way as the other one. The same everything. Up until one thing that really interests me about those vultures in this case, and that is that one day somehow the mother communicated, or the father, it was okay to like get close to me, because we've never had them stand outside like that when they couldn't fly. You'd see them as chicks. One day, go in there, be gone. You'd never see them again. Well, it's different this year. They started standing out in the porch. And even while they were doing that, they would be looking out the side of the building sometimes. And if I walked up, they would turn their head and walk back to where it was darker. And then all of a sudden, one day, bam, they're letting me get to 3 or 4 feet from them on the ground and not thinking a thing about it. It's just really weird. I just wonder how that happens. I also wonder where they go for a day or two sometimes. Like today, this morning they were super hungry, which I'm assuming means a lot of flying. You're going long distances. I don't know that for sure, but they were super hungry. Yeah, it's so fun, man. I mean, they're huge birds. I mean, 5-foot wingspan, they're giant. When you get close to them, like where you're like 4 feet away, you realize how big these birds are. And they make a distinct sound when they beat their wings. Like when they see me pulling the driveway now, you'll see them beat their wings. They get excited, just like a dog or cat that knows you're bringing them food. And they make it sounds like a woof. They can make a woof noise. It sounds exactly like Daisy. But they're super fascinating birds. Yeah, they're really cool, man. I have a good time with them. I was a little short on food today. I went and bought 40 pounds of meat. And I've learned a lot of things. You think vultures like want to eat like dead, decaying. That's bullshit. Actually, vultures don't like decaying anything. And if you pay close attention to where you see them, that stuff hasn't been dead that long. For one reason or another, I don't know why, they don't seem to like hamburger. They don't like processed foods. They don't like anything cooked, especially something that's smoked. And if they were starving, I don't think they'd eat a hot dog. I've seen them take a bite out of a hot dog and spit it out. They're just fascinating birds. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that. He's a good guy. He owns a grocery store in a few towns over. But, at the time, I was still like, I've been feeding him for 3 years, but not like I feed him now. Like tonight, I bought $40 worth of chicken and pork. You know why? Because they don't like rotten meat. So when I first started going to that grocery store and getting that rotten meat, they were like humdrum about it. And the guy was just being a good guy by giving it to me. And he finally asked me about a month ago, how much longer are you going to need this? Which was my cue to say, that's okay. The season's about over, which isn't really true. Now, the turkey vultures would eat it. But those black vultures, they don't like that rotten, spoiled meat. They don't. So now I try and get, pork loin that's been reduced because expiration date. We get these big 10-pound things of chicken for $8.50. Now tonight I didn't have any, which is why I spent more. But I got about a week's worth of food. Their favorite food is pork and chicken. Yeah, spit it out. Don't like hot dogs. Oh, good for her. Yeah, spit it out. Don't like hot dogs. I mean, I'm not into I think it's cool doing this. I really enjoy the hell out of it. I get to see some spectacular flying by these birds. I've seen them spot me come out of the house before and just lock those wings into the gliding mode and do like 4 complete 360s on their way down, land right at my feet. I've seen them also just be on the very top of like a 50-foot perch on a pine tree and just step off it. And they kind of flutter down. They're not flying. And right before they hit the ground, they'll open those wings all the way and cock them and get that camber just like a flap on an airplane, just softly touch like on the ground. Another thing they'll do sometimes is they'll fly by me real fast, do like a 180, and then put their wings at like a 45-degree angle, and they'll be heading towards the ground like hell. And at the last second, just straighten those wings out. They land on the left leg first, usually, run a little bit to decelerate, and there they are. I mean, they got a million ways of flying. It's not just like soaring around like you'd think. Yeah, just super cool birds. They can hear really well. They're the smartest of, and of course you haven't tested all birds, but if you read studies on black vultures, they've outpointed practically every other bird around. Yeah, I know me. Yeah, now they are. Yeah, no, their flying is unbelievably impressive. You ought to see when they're like chasing another bird, flying in between like pine trees. They'll fly through a forest, like halfway between the ground and the sky, just turning left, right, turn. You'd think with, a 5-foot wingspan, you'd be worried about breaking your wings. They pull them in, drop them, fly at an angle. It's crazy, man. It looks like you just blew them out of a shotgun. They're just tumbling in the air, but they got it down. Yeah, so neat. They've seen those at 18,000 feet before, black vultures. There's a guy flying a trike or an ultralight on YouTube. He did the same thing, and then the thing is, they're not at 18,000 feet, but they're high, and the vulture lands on the ultralight with them and flies around. I don't live in Detroit anymore. That's not really why I quit doing them, but that's one of the main reasons. It's been really a lot of fun with these vultures. Turn my ceiling fan on. Yeah, that's why. That's the main reason. Plus, it got too dangerous down there. I had people fucking with me all the time, and everywhere I go, they would say something, and it's a pretty high crime area anyway. And it was just time to go. They find dead people down there all the time. Uh, they just find them dead in the middle of the street, like Raven or something like that. And it's not uncommon. There's enough stupid, desperate people down there to want to shoot me and take credit for it, but like it was some trophy. Yeah, I've done quite a few in the last year and a half, but they're homeless people. They're not prostitutes. Yeah, only fans. Good, it's coming along good. That stupid fucking contractor put sheetrock screws in these small areas that I originally was going to put clothes, and they collapsed. The shelves collapsed, so they fixed them. And then I was sick for about 3 weeks. So, hey, man, I got it so made here. Nobody's ever here. Marty hadn't even been here for like 2 weeks. He just got home today, so it isn't like I've got no privacy, or you know what I mean. It's just like there's no real like rush to like do it. Not really, pretty boy, not really. One got off the street, Sherry. She's doing well now, but a lot of them are dead. That's the only one and a couple of them kind of got off, but I didn't have any direct uh, involvement with anybody ever getting off the street. Lulu, one time I handed her a letter from a sister-in-law, and that did get her off the street, but it was whatever was in that letter. Yeah, they fixed it. Yeah, it's fixed. Yep. I'll tell you, dealing with these contractors is a pain in the fucking ass. I mean, the quality of that's why the people that most of the subcontractors are Mexicans. I wish they all would have been Mexicans. I can't wait till they become more involved and they start doing architecture and general contracting. Not lately, yes. I know he was looking at one of those Ford GT40s or something. GT some shit. I know they're like 430 grand. You couldn't give me one of those fucking things. I haven't washed my F-150 since I bought it. A year ago, March. Run around worried about these things. I like those lowriders, but even those, man, I'd be afraid to drive those damn things. I mean, they're beautiful vehicles, but I was that way for probably 35 years of my life. 20, maybe 20 years. You know, just a fanatic, get one little scratch in it. You know, vacuuming it out every time somebody sat in it, warning everybody. Fuck that. Oh, cool. Nah, I mean, they're beautiful vehicles. I think they're super cool. But I I may put some tuned exhaust on this and get it painted primer. That shrink wrap day was good, yeah. It was, a little too sweet. It seems like in the last 6 months, I'm more sensitive to sweet taste for some reason. Yeah, I think those are Tesla's trucks are ugly. Marty had 2 of those ordered. The semi ones. And they kept fucking them around on the delivery date, so they ended up canceling them. Yeah, he's. I finally talked him into selling that mill. They close on that in 3 weeks. That mill is really cool, but I'm telling you, I mean, you saw videos of it, and I mean, it is insured. But if you were ever going to do something with it, and you don't need the money for stuff, it isn't like you're like a normal person and you got to make the payment, or you just can't tie up 450 grand in something that's cool unless you're rich. You know what I mean? But when you don't need the money, it just kind of sits around like it has. And everybody knows the weather's changing. It's just more storms, more heat. And although that's an impressive building, I don't know let's say a tornado came through or the roof got torn off the top. Who in the hell would you get to fix it? I mean, where? Yeah, just more stuff, man. I don't want anything. I don't collect anything anymore. I just honestly, memories, books. That's what I switched to. It's all between the years, which I'm sure I've forgotten. Yeah, continue to decay. Now, the lady that owned that before him, she's like a fucking bunny hunter, bunny hugger, We're going to run the whole world on solar and hydropower. So she gets talked into fucking rebuilding those wheels under that mill for the power it would generate. I could have told you right then you were going to get fucked, because I've known of other instances like that. Okay. I forgot what it cost. It was some crazy amount. This is to get them repaired, not, totally rebuilt. It's like 100 grand or some shit like that. And, even though that's a cool view, it isn't a great view. The water's about a foot deep. It's dark. It's like a lot of water down here. It's good. It's not great. The only time you may get a little power out of that thing is when it floods. That happens like 4 times a year. I had some videos up there, but I had to take them down because they were trying to sell them, and the real estate guy told me to take them down. I'll put them back up now that have been sold. And the guy that bought it, has crazy money, and he's going to restore it to new condition. It's like, why? He just likes restoring this old shit. No, none of that shit goes on down here. There's not much copper in there anyway. I realized about 25 years ago, I really don't like summer that much. There's too many people around. I'm going to plan a trip, I think. I got to get a kayak and a couple things in Michigan. I think I'm going to go in October, November. Because now, with this newer weather, man, it's hot even into October, November. I think I'm going to go out to Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, cut down, come over to Michigan, then get my kayak and stuff and come home. Yeah, I just don't really care for summer. Like, I used to go to Mackinac Island, places like that. But man, they got a webcam up there. Shit, it's like $900 a night to stay at the Grand Hotel now. Forget it. Hey, Tribbles. Oh, cool. I'll tell you one thing, though. I will tell you this, and I'm surprised. You do get, at least and I have, you do get, I have gotten used to the heat, believe it or not. There was 2 times I almost went back to Michigan the first year. And like this year, I noticed tonight, like, I had the windows down. I went to Walmart and got some stuff. And I like the windows down with the air on. And I turned the air off for a second. Oh, gee, I thought, geez, it's a little chilly. I looked down, it's 84. Oh, Truckie's awesome. I've been thinking about going there in the winter, but you never know when you're going to get killed with snow. Yeah, that's cool, Truckie. Yeah, I'd like to be there. Oh, thank you. I went to the shitty one tonight that they're redoing in Thompson, 23 miles. The better one's 36, but I went to Tractor Supply, and I was bullshitting with a new state trooper I ran into at the end of the road, and I knew if I tried to make it to Madison, I may not make it to Tractor Supply in time. I was to Catalina one time, yeah. Mackinac Island, no cars are allowed. It's kind of cool. But, I've been up there a million times. It's gotten expensive, crowds. I talked to some people that just went up there 2 weeks ago. You take these boats over there. They had to wait to the 3rd round of boats because that's how busy they are. No thanks. I found a place where I can stay in a barn in Nebraska. $42 a night out in the middle of nowhere. I love the Great Plains states. They don't get a lot of snow. I mean, as much as I'd like to get snowed in somewhere, that's a pretty tall order to fill. It just doesn't snow like it used to anywhere. What are you going to do? Like check into your hotel or your Airbnb and just spend a fucking month waiting for a snowstorm? No. I mean, I'd like to, but it's not worth hanging out for 2 or 3 weeks. Big time. Florida. They drowned 5 in one day down there. You see those sharks have been chewing up people in Florida too. Wow, Anthony. Yeah, that Pensacola Beach and Panama City Beach drowns the shit out of people. If you go down there, it's a red flag. It's like you shouldn't be swimming. But if you do, it's swim at your own peril. It's gotten so bad, just like the same idiots in the national parks trying to pet the grizzly bears and take a picture with a bison, the stupid motherfuckers. It's getting like that at these places. Now it's gotten so bad that you can't make a sign big enough for some of these idiots. So now they're writing $500 tickets. If you're in the water with a double yellow flag, a double red flag, you're getting a $500 ticket. And finally, maybe that'll wake their dumb asses up. People are so stupid, man. Let me tell you, being a cop sucks now. All you got to do is watch YouTube for a few hours. And being a park ranger is even worse. Now, rather than just having a cake job and being in a beautiful park for your career, now you got to chase these fucking clowns like Pierce Bronson that are trespassing, walking on fragile ecosystems, or these idiots trying to get their pictures with grizzly bears and bison. It's all that kind of shit. It's not like, I'm sure that's not what they had in mind when they decided to be a park ranger. Yeah, they're biting the shit out of people down there. I mean, fucking them up good. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, Rite Aid sucks anyway. That struck me as just a place like Kmart that just, this is why companies that thrive, they just go in and clean house every 15 years or so. If you get some old fucker, his big ass ego might have taken them from $10 to 100 billion, but you can't keep up with young people. It'd like be trying to be cool when you're 70. You just can't do it. And Rite Aid just looks like an old store they'd done nothing to, and just kept selling the same shit that got them there. Yeah, Riptide, yeah. There's a guy, I go to a Harbor Freight, nice guy. He's the manager of the Harbor Freight down in Townsend. That's where I caught those dogs. The Harbor Freight wasn't there at the time, but it is now. His daughter died of that she had a full ride scholarship to Georgia. Last summer, she went swimming with two friends and got that fucking amoeba that crawls up through your nasal passages into your brain and died. You can look it up. A girl dies from amoeba Thompson, Thomson, Georgia. Yeah. Fuck that. There's people that have gotten fucked up using neti pots. No kidding. Yeah, he can't. He starts crying. I feel so bad. And they're real religious people. Said he's not on speaking terms with God right now. Yeah, an amoeba. Yeah, can you believe that? Like only 4 people a year die on it. And he said that he couldn't have been more happy with the way that the hospital treated the emergency. He said him and his wife just cried for a month. He said he could not believe it when they told him she died. Yeah, fucking amoeba gets in your brain swimming. You believe that shit? God damn, there's no fucking way I'd go in any of that shit. And if I had kids, they're never swimming in that if I have anything to say with it. Swimming in the ocean, fuck that too. First of all, I'm not a very good swimmer. And secondly, I just don't like it that much. If you read a lot of these stories, a lot of these people getting attacked by these sharks, I don't know about lately. It's like 3 feet of water. Shit like that. Plus there's jellyfish, shit to step on. Forget it. No way. The only place I ever went swimming that I actually enjoyed, I'm not shitting, it was like you were high or something, and they took you to like a Disney movie and they said, hey, just go swim around with this shit. And that's what it seemed like. I'm not kidding you, man. The water was like beautiful, crystal clear blue, all these cool ass fish snorkeling, right? And you could like go to like 6 feet down or 20 feet down. I stayed around like 5 feet, 6 feet. I was just so mesmerized. It looked like so clear. It looked like the fish and all that stuff was just in like air. I'm not kidding you. And the colors were like so vibrant. It didn't even look real. So cool looking. But at other places, forget it. They've been drowning them up in the UP of Michigan too. Lake Superior, even in August, the warmest that water gets is about 59. There's a poor girl died at Mackinac Island here a couple of weeks ago that was living and working on the island. I'm telling you, 49, 59-degree water will freeze your ass, give you a hypothermia in no time. You know that your heat in your body, your internal heat, leaves your body at 250 times faster than if it was dry at the same temperature. So before you know it, like you can't paddle anymore. 59 degrees is cold. Yeah, I saw that was in the news. That just happened lately. Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah, forget that. Hey, speaking, Penny got fucked up by the hurricane. She sent me some text. Not really bad, but it fucked up trees and a bunch of other shit and water around. Yeah, that's where she lives, Texas. Yeah, that was all over the news. Yeah, yep. She sent me about 30 pictures of it. She lives outside of Houston, I think. I mean, I've been through a few of those hurricanes. Speaking of hurricanes, I read a lot about weather and stuff like that. And this is interesting. When somebody says to me, I mean, I learned quite a bit about weather through aviation, but not that much really. Certainly nothing like working in weather. And I was I was reading an article about these. The weather predicting is pretty damn good. It's not 100%, but weather is very complex. It's difficult. But they made an example how the government and the computer models failed with Hurricane Otis, which I really can't tell you a lot of things about. OTIS. And that thing went from looked like a collection of thunderstorms and heavy rain, and they gave no warnings, to all of a sudden a full-fledged fucking Category 5 hurricane in about 3 hours and just fucked up all sorts of shit. And the government caught hell and they said, hey, do you think we did this on purpose? But look it up about Hurricane Otis. That's a prime example of weather models failing. Her tornadoes way worse, way worse. Yeah, way worse. I've been through a few of those hurricanes. This is how it goes with the hurricane. Uh, I was down there looking at property when Hugo came through. This is how it is. So it's on the news. You know it's going to get there 6 months in advance. And if you've never been in one, you just say, oh, it's a big deal. Board up the windows, get hurricane shutters, whatever. Get some extra cans of soup. Well, it's like 100 times worse than that. So all of a sudden the thing's all it does is like rain sideways. Trees are bent over. It isn't like 230-mile-an-hour winds, that kind of shit. It knocks weak things over, like older trees, things that get saturated. It's not just like flattening houses. Usually everything starts falling apart through a flood. So the thing's coming in, everybody's glued to your TV, then the power goes out, and then you don't know what's what. And then you don't have any power for like 4 days. So you think I'll drive up downtown. Everything's closed. They don't have anything. You can't get gas. Bread, milk, all that shit's sold out. And you just wait it out. And it ends up being about a month of just not being able to do anything because of this fucking weather. And there's shit laying all over. And everybody's getting chainsaws to cut the trees. And then it starts all over. It's more of a huge inconvenience than it is worrying about dying. I know, Anthony, yeah. Wow. You ever see these tsunamis? Those people must be smoking dope down there, drinking mahi-mahis. Isn't that what they call it? Is it mahi-mahi? Whatever that drink is in Hawaii. You know, they'll be sitting on the beach. It's fucking, you look out there. I can see kind of how it happens. You look way the hell out there, and you see this like big, tall, like blue wall. And it's a beautiful day. Birds are chirping. Man, they're probably not chirping. Most of the wildlife gets the hell out of there. And they're looking out there, and you see somebody like nudge the person next to him and say, "Hey, yeah, Hurricane Andrew, yeah, 92." That's what I meant to say. And all of a sudden, this fucking thing is just like wiping everything out. And they sat there for 5 minutes and watched it coming towards them. Yeah, Mai Tai, that's what it is. Mai Tai. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Mai Tai. Hey, Chris. Yeah, no, I was wrong on that. Yeah, Mahi. Yeah, it's dolphin the fish, not, flipper. It's the dolphin the fish. That's what got me to quit fishing. I caught some mahi, man. I was so damn sad watching them suffocate. They turned in the most beautiful rainbow color that I quit eating fish. Quit fishing, I mean. I still eat fish. Oh, got one of my flavored water. Hey, I want to mention something else too. I quit drinking. Totally quit drinking. Totally quit drinking. Fuck that. No, not at all. I got that fucking gastritis. And man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I haven't had a drink in 5 weeks, going on 6. I'll probably never drink again, tell you the truth. Yeah, I mean, I think that was bothering me more than I thought. Feel a lot. Fuck yeah, I feel better. Like 85% better. I mean, I miss drinking. I like doing it. Nah, it was not really. It wasn't that bad. I wouldn't have quit if I didn't have to. Really, I miss it. But I think it was bothering me, when it finally got where I was getting that burning in my top of my stomach. The only reason see, here's another thing. This is where the doctors were wrong. The kind of gastritis I had, it has nothing to do with stomach acid. Zero. And the only reason I figured out I had gastritis, see, that's what fucked me on my treatment. You go to a guy, I got a upper GI 3 years ago, so nothing was wrong. Then you go to a doctor, he gives you antacids. Well, that's not the problem. That's not why I had gastritis. I can eat spicy foods and blah, blah, blah. But that fucking alcohol in my stomach messed it up. I feel a lot better. Maybe I was drinking too much. I didn't think I was. 2 Dragon's Milks, once in a while, 3. Now, if I bought a good fifth of good liquor, Scotch whiskey, now I could drink 3 of those, 3 shots while I'm reading or laying in bed. And I was doing it every night. And I guess that's what got me. I mean, I don't think it was really easy to quit. I always said to myself, I could take it or leave it. But when it's causing me those kind of problems, it's easy to leave. This isn't like, geez, I wish I could have a beer. Actually, I gave all my booze away. I just bought a good stock supply. I gave it to my neighbor. Yeah, I mean, I figured it out partially because of medical treatment, but partially because of reading. It's gastritis related to alcohol, nothing to do with acid. Yeah. Now, I had read some articles, if you have that you can get away with drinking again if you drink 1 glass of water for every drink you have. I just said, fuck it, I'm not doing it. It's a stout. It's a 11% stout beer made by a Michigan company. Really good. Yeah, I've only visited him twice. Yeah, I know it. Twice since I lived here in 2 years. He's like a Unabomber guy. His wife just died of cancer about a year ago. He's like I am. It's like the people that live around here are just kind of loners. No, we didn't really get it. No. Like today, we were supposed to get storms, and last night, nothing. And then it was Saturday or Friday, we got some pretty good ones that weren't forecast. Well, I'll tell you what I wanted to bring up is like, I get gummies. I got some gummies. So I took a couple of them like the last 10 days. And I want to tell you this. I already know this, but first of all, it kills my short-term memory. And when I go back, I do those Night Frog audio recordings, those big 10-hour ones I upload to the pond and stuff. After I've taken a gummy, I see like weird shit when I'm driving the four-wheeler. Like I'm going to get broadsided or something going over the bridge. Shit like that. It fucks your mind up. And it's really weird how that happens like that. Yeah, probably a true Ripper, yeah. Yeah, and I get lost a lot back there too. When I'm back there after I've had a gummy, I get lost a lot. Oh, Willie, yeah. I mean, I'm not having any drug screens. I'll tell you this, like, yeah, peripheral vision stuff, yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I mean, I would never take one and drive. Like I'll give you an example. Like I get off the four-wheeler, go get my cameras. I get lost almost every time. I never get lost when I don't take a gummy. And then when I go back there, I'll come back, and the next morning I'll go out and get the ATV to do something. And I just turned it off while it was still in drive, not putting it in park, shit like that. Tons of things like that. I've already promised myself to never cook, like, maybe a bag of popcorn in a microwave or something, because that thing shuts off at the end of 2 minutes, stuff like that. But there is no way I would ever like frying pan or any of that shit. Absolutely not. Oh, definitely takes your edge. Oh yeah, I believe it. No, I do constant stupid shit. And I wonder too, like, they just had a guy up in Michigan, I see, uh, drowned. They said that 80% of fatalities in the water involve drinking. Now, it's got to hold true too for like gummies. I can't imagine the stupid shit you do uh, driving a boat. Really, I don't trust myself on it. Like, I would never, ever get on a ladder. Yeah, you do get the munchies. No, I know a couple of people that have taken those treatments. Yeah. Now I'll tell you what. I bought the YouTube extra premium. Fucking, they're always sending you things for YouTube, and I bought the YouTube extra premium. I don't really like it that much. They make it sound like it's a perk to have the video quit playing when you're trying to X a motherfucker out. That's one thing I didn't like. But the reason I got it was because there's some like Cool in the Gang, Summer Madness, some of those cool songs, and some people have done remixes of them like an hour long. And I thought, I'm just going to get this YouTube and listen to this song for like while I'm laying in bed. And two things I learned, and that is that after I take a gummy, like I really get into music. Now the downside to this is, which is weird, is I don't like I can't fall asleep with people singing. It's weird. Yeah, well, you'd have to be. And who's going to give you ketamine? And not someplace outside a doctor's office. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Yeah, drug interaction. I mean, you get the munchies so bad. Like, I usually like brush my teeth and floss and water pick and all that shit about 1 o'clock. And if I've taken a gummy, I'll wake up at 2:30 and be hungry as hell. Take some of that ADHD medicine. I drank Dragon's Milk beer and heavily peated scotch. And reading, forget it. Forget it. If I do a big gummy, like take more than I should, I mean, to me, honestly, I go away the next day thinking that's what Alzheimer's must be like. I mean, and with me, forget about reading a book. If it's something I want to remember, forget it. Yeah, I eat stuff like that too. I've been eating a lot of watermelons, like 8 of them in 2 weeks. That's another thing that's interesting to me too. You go to ship something now, it's expensive shipping things. And here you get this big kick-ass fucking watermelon from Florida for $6 at Walmart. Fucking thing weighs 16 pounds. And what do you do? Get free shipping when you buy watermelons? Are they giving them away free? I mean, this doesn't make sense. Depression will fuck your memory up big time. But it depends the type things you're forgetting. Here's an example. Like they say people will be out in the parking lot looking for their car, and they say that's nothing. Lots of people do that. Where you need to worry about it when you're out in the parking lot and you don't know what kind of car you own. That's when shit gets real. Yeah, I'm in Georgia. Oh, really? No, mine have been good. Yeah, I mean, that's one way. That's what they're talking about when they're talking about, like, significant memory loss. It isn't like, wondering where you put this or where you put that, where your cell phone is. It's like forgetting what car you own or being at the grocery store and forgetting the way home. Yeah, but you're getting your watermelons from a different place than I am, Frisky. Oh, wow. Huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you get really super depressed, you forget a lot of crazy shit. Yeah. It just consumes you. It tires you out, too. No, I haven't talked to her lately, but I've texted with her, Anthony. No, I know it. Yeah, Alzheimer's. Just think every vacation you ever took was a waste of time. Huh. I've been drinking a lot of this flavored water lately. Costs as much as beer. You went to Stone Mountain? Oh, yeah. How they doing, Anthony? Premium. Coconut. If I can find it. They're out of coconut a lot. They have all these other flavors, but I don't like them. What brand is it? LaCroix. LaCroix. And now it's like 13 or something. Plus they're always bothering you about shit. Yeah, this is pretty watered down though. Oh wow, Anthony. Hey Conan. Really, Drifter? Yeah, how you doing, Conan? Oh wow, Anthony. Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed, you guys. So I hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. Thanks for coming on. Party all day. Yeah, I'm tired too. I went back to my walking 5 miles a day too. Yeah, Anthony's up on things. See you, love. Bye, Tribble. See you, Frisky. See you, Rob. See you, Julie. See you, my enemy. Party on. See you, Chris. Yeah, see you, Frisky. All right, take care, you guys. Bye, Rita. See you, Sharon. Bye, Pug.